Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mr. Donnella. Today, for advisory, we will be looking at session 18, which is staying true to you. I thought it was important to look at staying true to ourselves as we start to wind down the third quarter and move into our final stretch of the school year, thinking about who am I, how have I grown this year. So, we start off, our word of the day is blunda. Blunda is a Swedish term meaning shut one's eyes. It is often translated as covering your eyes to avoid facing or seeing the hard truth. This word shares a root word with the English word blunder. When we don't face the truth, we stagger and stumble along the way. When was the last time you experienced blunda? Teachers, if you want to go ahead and hit pause here so you can talk about what that is with your classes. All right, moving on. Connection matters. So today, I think we are going to look at some picture prompts. So what that is I'll choose a box, it will reveal an image, and then use that image to inspire a story or share related to your life or make something up. Okay, so let's do lucky number 7. All right, so we've got, for all of you band students and students that want to be in a band, a rock band, or a regular band. All right, and I'll go ahead and pause so you guys can look at this one. Next, let's see number 2. All right, and that is, of course, the Capitol building that we have. So anyone that has a story on that, we'll go ahead and pause the video here. And then finally, let's look at 10. Oh, nice. Okay, so anybody who's fans of the bonfire beach scene, looking like the summer, and we'll go ahead and pause for that. So, 1 second, I'll move back to okay. All right, cool. So here we are. So today's activity is called Eyes Wide Open. The goal is to develop a plan for how we will remind ourselves of who we want to be, especially when we are facing challenging things. Today, we're going to face the truth that sticking to our to-be list can be challenging, right? Then we will develop a plan for what we can do to help us stay on track. All right, so first, one person share how they define this word, dissonance. So go ahead and pause real quick and then someone answer. All right, so dissonance is a tension or clash resulting from the combination of two different elements. Dissonance can happen when there's a gap between what we say and what we do. For example, I'll take a picture when I'm smiling, but I'm not actually feeling happy. Or I say that I value kindness, but my actions are not always kind to myself. So as we watch the video on the next slide, think about the idea of dissonance, how it relates to the what Lenny and Ari share. So let's have two people answer these questions. What did you hear in the video that you connected with? And how would you connect the idea of dissonance from what Ari and Lenny shared? So teachers, go ahead and pause the video so you can talk as needed. All right, so finally, form one large circle around the room. The next few slides will have prompts that help us see the gaps we all sometimes have between who we want to be and how we act each day. So we'll all start by looking down. So if the statement I read out loud feels true for you, you can choose to look up. If it doesn't feel true, then keep your head down. Said what I wanted to go to bed early, but then stayed up later than I wanted to. I want to be empathetic, but I tend to wait for my turn to talk versus really listening to what others have to say. I want to get better grades, but I put off finishing my work. In the last week, I've had difficulty starting something that is important to me. I want to be patient, but I've snapped at someone I care about. I want to be thoughtful, but I've sent a text message that I later regretted. I want to be kind, but I've said something I wish I could take back. I want to be kind, but I'm not always kind to myself. I want to do the to-be list challenges, but I let things within my control get in the way. All right, so let's have three people answer this question. What dissonance did you notice for yourself as you participated in this activity? Go ahead and go back to your seat. All right, sometimes there's dissonance between who we want to be and how we act. Being aware of that gap is an important first step in closing it. Use one of the examples where you looked up and see if we can improve the personal gap in our life. So grab something to write with and on, and then go ahead and we'll do this activity. So you write an example of something you looked up for earlier at the top of the paper. So below it, write something that you tell yourself that it might inspire you to stay true to who you want to be. So you might say, I want to be patient, but I've snapped at someone I care about. And then you have the statement of, I'm the kind of person who's patient with others because I know I want the same for them. Or you have the quote, once you squeeze toothpaste out, you can't put it back in the tube. The same is true with our words. Once we say something hurtful, we can't take it back. By LeBron James. So decide on one way you'll provide support using one of the strategies that we discussed today. And then before we meet next week, find a quote or statement that inspires you to stay true to who you want to be. And we'll talk about it next week. Discuss who in your life influences you to stay who you want to be, and how might a quote or statement be a tool for reducing dissonance in your life? I'll go ahead and pause and take some time to discuss within your classroom. All right, so I'll give you a chance to pause. We'll have three people share out a quote or a statement that they wrote down and why it's important to them. And that is the end of our session for this week. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you next week. Love you.